And are you sure you're not coming back? Okay. So make sure you remember everything I taught you. Make sure you understand you are smart.
Hey y'all, it's Destiny, and this teacher wrote, "My Hispanic student is abruptly withdrawing from school." Watch this video.
Remember everything I taught you, okay? Make sure you, and are you sure you're not coming back? Okay. So make sure you remember everything I taught you. Make sure you understand you are smart. You know how to read. Take your time, right? Take your time. Read those questions, okay? I love you.
Me too.
Bye, baby.
President Trump is cracking down on the illegal immigration situation. I found a video that talked about ICE arresting over 500 immigrants.
A dramatic escalation of President Trump's illegal immigration crackdown. The first of 1,500 extra troops touching down in El Paso, Texas to support border security. And for the first time, migrants being deported not on chartered flights like before, but on military aircraft. 2 flights landing this morning in Guatemala.
We're getting the bad, hard criminals out. These are murderers. These are people that have been as bad as you get.
After a record 10 million illegal border crossings over the past 4 years, ICE now ramping up roundups of undocumented immigrants.
So it sounds like Trump is saying that he's trying to get the people out that are here illegally, and especially the ones that were committing crimes.
Making 538 arrests yesterday across the country, doubling its daily average in September. Cities including San Francisco, Salt Lake City, and Atlanta. In Newark, New Jersey, this surveillance video appears to show ICE agents making arrests. City officials and immigrant advocates say ICE agents raided this local business, arresting 3 undocumented immigrants and briefly detaining an American citizen, a military veteran, while they asked him for documentation.
They were scrambling up delivery ramps. They were banging down bathroom doors to make sure no one was hiding inside.
ICE doesn't call them raids, but targeted enforcement operations, adding agents sometimes encounter U.S. citizens while conducting field work and may request identification.
Do you plan to use city resources to impede ICE?
We're not going to participate in what we think is unlawful.
Newark's Democratic Mayor Ras Baraka telling us late today there were 2 more operations in his city, where more than a third of the population was born outside the U.S.
This mayor believes what they are doing is wrong, and he does not want to participate in it.
Donald Trump won this election. What would you say to Trump supporters who are watching this and saying, that's what we voted for?
They're wrong. I would say you're wrong. You were wrong then, and you're wrong now.
Meanwhile, according to this internal memo obtained by NBC News, the Trump administration is reversing another Biden border policy, allowing ICE officials to quickly deport migrants who were legally allowed into the country temporarily under the Biden administration. Back in El Paso, Daniel de la Cruz lives just blocks from the border and praises President Trump for keeping his campaign promise on deportations.
This man does agree with Trump in everything that he's doing, and he does say that Americans need to focus on Americans.
America needs to take care of the American people. I'm glad that Trump is in office implementing the law.
Meantime, Gabe, you have some new reporting about Mexico's role in all of this.
Yes, Lester, 2 U.S. defense officials tell NBC News that Mexico denied access to a U.S. military deportation plane on Thursday. As we mentioned, 2 planes landed in Guatemala today. Meanwhile, here in Newark, the mayor says that he expects more deportations over the next few days.
Another video I found shows what's going on in Chicago.
President Trump has promised to start his crackdowns on undocumented immigrants here in Chicago, and the threat of mass deportations stoking fear in communities across the city.
Advocates and political leaders say they're ramping up preparations to fight back. WGN's Julian Cruz has more from Pilsen.
Good evening. In coffee shops and businesses here on 18th Street and across the city of Chicago and countless homes, people are concerned about what's to come. But elected leaders say that they'll do everything in their power to protect the city's many immigrant communities.
We're not standing in their way.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker delivering a message to federal agents and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE for short, that he won't stand by to see the feds engage in what Mr. Pritzker calls unlawful and unconstitutional activity that unnecessarily causes harm.
So this is the governor of Illinois, and as you can see, he is very unhappy with what's going on. He thinks it's unlawful, and he also thinks it's unconstitutional. He does not agree with ripping families apart like this.
Ripping those families apart, not acceptable to Americans. And we're going to stand up for them in the state of Illinois.
Here in Chicago, a welcoming city, we will do everything in our power to make sure that people know what their rights are.
We are here with them. They are not alone, and we are here to protect each other.
From commissioners to the Cook County Board President to Chicago alders.
We want folks to know that they can still send their children to school.
Hello, we have some information on how to protect our neighbors.
Chicago community leaders working to dispel the fear, passing out flyers today at half a dozen locations on the Northwest Side, working to reassure the public.
This organization helps immigrants understand their rights.
With the help of organizations like the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, counseling people to not answer the door if ICE agents come knocking, memorize loved ones' phone numbers in case your phone is seized, and call this special hotline, 855-435-7693 for legal representation. But there's no getting around that the fear is harmful and corrosive, many say.
You know, it's natural to feel scared in this moment. There's a lot of uncertainty. That's the unfortunate reality, is we don't know what's ahead.
Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson also vocal in his support of Chicago's immigrant communities. In Pilsen, Julian Cruz, WGN News.
Another teacher posted a video and talked about her experience with ICE entering the school that she works for.
ICE tried entering the Chicago school that I work at. And let me just say, first and foremost, that I am so proud of our admin for acting quickly and for following protocol and not allowing ICE to enter the school building or to get in contact with any of our students. As a speech-language pathologist that works directly with these families and students, it infuriates me so much to hear that they tried entering the building. To do what? To detain students? Students that are harmless? ICE is purposely trying to detain students, children, knowing that their family members are going to pick them up after school. This happened midday. I guarantee you their plan was to probably detain students and wait out until their family got there to go get them. Schools are supposed to be safe havens where our children can go learn, grow, and feel safe, not places where they can feel intimidation and fear. Although ICE didn't enter the building, what they did do is create fear amongst the community members, because now the students don't feel safe, and now the students can't focus on learning because they're too worried about getting separated from their family members. We need to remember that these actions have real life consequences. Parents being torn away from their children, children wondering if their family is going to be targeted next. This is all stress-inducing, trauma-inducing to our very own children. Hamline was one of the first Chicago schools to be targeted by ICE, but as you can see, this is going to continue to happen across the U.S. And what we need to do now more than ever is, as educators, be united to advocate and protect the families and children that we are working with. And children deserve to be able to focus on their education and not worry about whether they're going to be separated from their parents. Let that sit with you.
This situation is getting crazy. I feel bad for the children. I'm sure they're scared, they're worried, they don't know what's going on. From what the second lady was saying, it looks like ICE was wanting to take the children and hold them until the parents get there so they can get everybody. Let me know what y'all think about this situation in the comment section. Did you hear about this? What do you think about it? Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely see you in the next one.